Chat GPT that some people might not know how to use. I've been using AI like Chat GPT for the last 2 years. I started using a tool called Conversion.ai, which became an app called Jasper.ai that actually used the same engine that ChatGPT uses. Then ChatGPT popped on the scene about a year ago, changed everything, but most people don't know how to use it the right way and they're not using it the right way. I'm going to give you one tip, or just one tip that you can use, that you can apply, that's going to change everything with how you use ChatGPT. And here's what that is: learning how to use simple custom instructions. Anytime that you give ChatGPT an instruction, you want to install what I call the brain software of ChatGPT. It's a smart brain. It knows how to do a lot, but oftentimes it's kind of really dumb at giving you responses. And so here's how we install really good brain software. Is I'll go like this. If I'm doing anything or I'm asking it any sort of information, I'll tell it how I want it to respond. And the results come across way better by doing this. Here's a great example of this. Generate me a review for my Airbnb that I visited. It was really great with my son. Review from the moment we stepped on the door. I knew it was a treat. The ambience stuck out. The space was immaculate. Blah, blah. It's really long. Kind of way too long. Much longer than a normal Airbnb review. Talking about the great time that he had, things like that. It's not bad, but what I would do with this is I would give it a different prompt. I would start it off by saying this: you are an Airbnb marketing expert. So what that does is we're installing a brain. You know everything about getting Airbnbs booked, the struggles that owners have, as well as the pain points of people booking, and know how to market Airbnbs the best way. So what we're thinking about is, what is the goal? A good review is a marketing tool. So we're telling ChatGPT to act like it's one of these people. The market is both dynamic. There's various challenges faced: visibility, price setting, solution, different things like this, managing expectations, okay? Managing the property. So by telling ChatGPT how to be, what the pain points are, to start to think this way, it will give you better responses overall. Okay? Let's just say this. My son and I visited an Airbnb. Can you write a review for us to leave our host that addresses the pain points that most guests have? We recently had the pleasure of staying at this. We'd like to share our experience. And it lists out all of the things: accuracy of listing, communication, cleanliness. It starts to list out in a much better way all the things that really matter to people when they're booking an Airbnb, because we installed a brain in it as to how it should work. Okay? And this applies to a number of different types of strategies depending on this. For instance, write me a social media post about how I am sleepy and how I got more rest, even with a 9-month-old. Parenting chronicles, even with a 9-month-old, keeping things lively. I managed to snatch a few Z's. Who knew the universe could be so kind to all the parents out there? May the sleep gods ever be ever in your favor. Now, if I started this prompt saying this: you are a Facebook post expert who knows everything about what creates a maximum engaging Facebook post. Take your expertise and then I'm going to paste, write me a social media post about how I'm sleeping, got even more rest with a 9-month-old. True story alert. This morning I looked in the mirror and thought, wow, I look refreshed. How, you ask? With a 9-month-old in the house, sleep can be rare. Must be some of the magic baby dust, or maybe they're plotting something for the big night. Either way, I'll take these moments of rest and cherish them. Parents, who else is hoping for a unicorn night? do a playful image of a baby. You know, maybe have ChatGPT generate us a graphic that goes along with this. This is a delightful story. Here's to more unicorn nights. If you'd like, I can create a visual to represent this. Would you like that? Yes. And then DALL-E 3 will actually create us a graphic that goes along with this. So right there, those are two ways that we can use telling ChatGPT how we would like it to respond, how we would like it to react, and do that. Now, there's a more advanced way of doing this in ChatGPT called custom instructions. And luckily, everybody has access to this. By the way, if ChatGPT is not giving you the results that you want, I use GPT-4, not GPT 3.5, and I pay for the plus version. It's absolutely worth it. The results you get from the free version are just not worth even using. And so I use the paid version of ChatGPT. Then under custom instructions right here, we can actually go in and type in, what would you like it to know about you to provide a better response? I am a parent of a 9-month-old who helps other parents strategize ways to grow their business and get more done. How would you like it to respond? ChatGPT is an expert, or you are an expert at parenting, child development, psychology, and creating highly engaging Facebook posts on social media. So now it's going to actually come from that perspective. And now when we go in here and we tell it a very similar type of a thing, we say, where is it? Sleepy Parents Unicorn Morning. That's funny. Write me a social media post on how I'm, because it already has those custom instructions right here and they're turned on. It already knows that. So now we're just going to add it to write us a post like this. Absolutely, given your expertise in parenting and helping parents grow. Between parenting a 9-month-old and strategizing with fellow parents and business growth, my days are packed. But guess what? Last night I managed to snag a few extra hours of sleep. It's essential not just for our little ones, but us parents too. It fuels our creativity. So here's a shout out to all those hardworking parents remembering to prioritize rest. The little ones grow fast, and so can our business with the right strategies and a well-rested mind. Okay. Talk about some advice for helping your child sleep better. Things like that. Establishing good sleep habits is crucial. Establish a routine. Yep, that's very true. Helps regulate their internal clock. Create a sleep conductive environment. Yep, also very true. Limit screen time. Yep, these are all really, really good. These are literally things my wife and I do every single night. So this is great because it's actually thinking in a way of an expert in this way. And so if you want better responses from ChatGPT or it's not doing well, first off, GPT-4, don't even use GPT 3.5. And then tell it how you want it to respond. The other thing is that what people don't do well with ChatGPT is they don't correct it. They don't take info like this and then combine it. Can you combine this into a social media post? So now it's going to take some of these pieces of advice, make another social media post. 10 tips to help babies sleep better. Okay. Not really like that. Can you do it like a story? Let's craft narrative style. Last night as the sun began to set, I looked at our little one and thought about the journey ahead. We began with a consistent routine, our sacred ritual. Every night we'd fall asleep. Next we transformed the room into a magical sanctuary. That's cool. It's kind of writing it like a story, but that's not quite what I meant. Can you make the post be only 2 paragraphs long? Of course, here's a more concise, story-driven version. Each evening, the golden hues of sunset painted our home. We embarked on our cherished routine. The world of stories awaited with a book, a nightly journey. The room transformed into a tranquil heaven. As our gadgets took their rest, I watched as those tiny yawns and soft eye rubs and gentle nudge Deep into dreamland. Okay, that sounds a little bit weird. Can you write this in a more conversational, simple, easy to read tone? Maybe a 4th grade reading level. Every night we have a little routine. We read a fun story, make the room super cozy, no phones and tablets, and they're off and away. I look for signs of the little one's tired yawns, and then a soft song and a big hug. That's actually true. That's funny. I actually sing our baby to sleep every night. It's simple, but it works wonders. If you're trying to get your kiddo to sleep, give it a try. Sweet dreams, everybody. That's actually a really cool post. I like that. I like that really well. So that would be something like some way if you wanted to create social media content or whatever it is. If you wanted to come up with a recipe, if you wanted to give you advice about your mental health, medicine, legal advice, again, use at your own risk. You tell it how you want it to think. You install a brain into it. You tell it, you are this way. And I think one of the mistakes I think a lot of people make with Chat GPT is they act like it's a person and they try not to be rude to it. And they try to be super nice to Chat GPT. And they're like, well, I don't want to tell it that it's wrong, or I don't want to ask it to give me a different response or things like that. That's how it's supposed to work. If you didn't like the response it gave you, correct it. Tell it how you want it to be different. Steer it in the direction that you want it to go, and it will give you much better results. And one of the best ways to do this is before you even prompt it, you tell it, you are an expert at doing the thing that I want you to help me do. That's so simple. It's such a simple thing that produces massive results that you can see in your business. And I do this for every prompt that I do in my business. You know, if I'm looking to express something better, if I'm looking to sell something better, if I'm looking to communicate something, I'll say, hey, you're a communication expert that knows how to. I use this if I'm talking with my wife and I'm, struggling to express something. I'll say, you're an expert at communication. Here's my wife. Here's a little bit about her personality. I break that down. Can you help me express something to her in a way that is easily understood? So oftentimes I'll give it her Enneagram and her Myers-Briggs, and it goes to work, and it actually even psychologically understands the best way for me to present things to her, which is really cool. And she knows that I use it this way, and it's a great tool that you can use. But by telling ChatGPT what kind of brain to install, you can get way better results out of it overall. All right? Listen, this weekend I'm hosting a live event this Saturday. If you've been living under a rock, hopefully you haven't, but you know that creating digital courses is one of the best ways to create 6 figures. My wife and I, we've actually had the pleasure of building a 7-figure business selling digital courses and coaching online. So this Saturday, I'm pulling back the curtain on everything, showing you how to create a 6-figure digital course. Start to finish, I'm walking you through every single step. I cannot wait to work with you on this. Get registered now. The link